All right, Marcus. What'd you play at the Tulsa event, and how did you do?
I played Therion, Adventure, ABC. I went 3 and 6. I didn't do very well, but I had a lot of fun, and I learned some stuff about my deck that I didn't know before. And then, yeah, it performed pretty well. I just didn't play very well. But yeah, deck was super fun.
Then I've got
I had a great time.
58.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay. So main engine is 2A, 3B, and 2C.
Hang on, wait. I forgot to
brick.
bring back the spinny first.
In pure ABC, 3 of each piece is correct. Because your main combo is like opening Union Hanger and then opening a piece on top of the Union Hanger means that you can play through a hand trap and still make your buster.
Made me jump through some fucking hoops.
There's like 3 engines in the deck that are working simultaneously, so I felt like 2, 3, and 2 was fine. And this, like most people play 2 or 1 of this, and I usually play 2 because if you open it, you like literally cannot play ABC.
I enjoyed that.
But I cut it to 1 for space.
I like the matchup against your deck a lot more.
Other than that, these ratios were completely fine. I did
Why
only
specifically the 3B out of all of them?
so A adds them from the graveyard when it gets sent to the graveyard. C specials them from your hand, and B gets you literally any of these monsters. It can even search itself, and none of them are once per turn. So maximizing on B is like definitely the way to go. Even if you're gonna play like 2 of each of these, you should absolutely just play 3 of these. This is always correct. This is sometimes correct, but this is always right.
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of builds that just run like 2 of each.
Yeah, that's just wrong. That's just wrong to me because you need to see like at least a B in your hand, like if you're gonna play, I think. And I opened this twice, and one time it was detrimental, and the other time I was able to win the game anyways, so it was all good. 3 soldiers. A lot of people really don't think that this card is very good, especially in Adventure ABC, but it was literally never a brick in my hand, and it has like 3 or 4 different purposes. It also facilitates ABC Dragon Buster plays, like even if you don't open Union Hanger. So if you open like B plus this, you can still make like ABC Buster, and it also helps Link Climb. Because like ending on IP is cool, but ending on Appaloosa is cooler. So 3 of those. I got really roasted for playing 3 of them in the ABC Facebook group, but I literally don't think that that's correct to just not play any. 3 hangers. 3 Union Hanger at home. 1 terraforming and 1 set rotation. Playing the Therion stuff in this deck makes set rotation like 10 times better, but you might want to play it anyways in pure ABC because like you need to maximize on hanger like as many copies as you can play.
Everything else,
because this is what makes the deck work. And this is literally just Union Hanger. It's like, Mom, can we have Union Hanger? No, we have Union Hanger at home. Union Hanger at home. It does the same thing, but it's just not as good. And this doesn't inherently give you any advantage when you open it, but if you open this plus a piece, you have full combo, so it's busted. And it also has uses as a set card because it's a quick play, and the pieces have effects when they're equipped to your monsters to protect them from stuff. Like B protects them from spells, C protects them from traps, and A protects them from monster effects. So it's pretty cool. 2 Regulus and the field spell. I would have liked to have played 2 of the field spell or 3 Regulus or some combination to make them like 4 copies of Regulus, but this honestly worked out fine. I really didn't see Regulus a lot during the whole day, but when I did see him, it was definitely a deciding factor in whether or not I won the game. It did win me like 2 games at least just because I opened 1 of these in my hand, and this card is just awesome. And especially for this deck, it's amazing because you can equip a piece from the graveyard, and since they're Union monsters, you can just special them back and then keep Link climbing. So like oftentimes like your inboard is like Regulus, Appaloosa, and ABC Dragon Buster, which is honestly like pretty good. It's pretty good. This card's really amazing. Foolish Burial. and then the 3 Enchantress, the 3 Rights, and then the parts of the engine that you don't necessarily want to open. Again, this is kind of a link climbing deck, so opening either of these is like not the worst thing. So like truly your only like brick of the whole engine is the Draco back. And yeah, it sucks to open Draco back, but the rest of these cards is just... And Foolish has like a double purpose now because you can like dump a piece to the graveyard. So if you open Enchantress or if you just don't need it, you can dump a piece to the graveyard from the deck, and it makes making Buster like way easier. And then going second cards, 3 Ash Blossoms, 3 Imperms, 2 Nibirus, a Called By, and the best card in the game. I'm just kidding. Mine really only made a difference like one time. It's because I opened it going second against somebody, and I was like, activate mine, and they had to burn a negate on it. So that was pretty cool. But I'd probably take it out now looking back on it. But it did work. It did work when I saw it. And it was a pretty spicy one of. Nobody really expected me to just hit him with the mine. And then I did use set rotation one time, and I gave my opponent a Mystic Mine and myself a Union Hanger. And then at the end of my combo, I just banished their Mystic Mine. And it was super sick. And then these hand traps are just really good. And then this one I literally saw for like 1 match of the entire day. Like out of all 9 matches, I only saw this once, and it literally made a difference, like completely. Like the Rock is a great card, and Despia players are not playing around it currently, in my opinion. So it was pretty good to run that. Extra deck. So 3 ABC Buster. Obviously, this is the point of the deck. You have to play 3 of them. If you're playing 2, you're smoking crack. It's probably like one of the best boss monsters in the game, if you ask me, but I'm a little biased. I played 4 Xyz monsters. Zeus, River Stormer, Baguska, and Dweller. This never came up. This could have come up, but I was winning anyways. This came up a lot, and I never made this. The River Stormer is pretty cool because you just like, you summon Galaxy Soldier by discarding like a piece or something, search for another Galaxy Soldier, discard something else, like another light monster, ideally a piece, and then you just like overlay them for River Stormer, and you can straight up just search Regulus that way, which actually helped out like a lot because I was only playing like 3 copies of Regulus at the event. So this card was the GOAT. These 3, I would probably cut Dweller and Zeus just because they never came up. But and Baguska destroys itself. But Baguska could have come up against a Fluanderese match, but I was just winning anyways. Access Code, probably the best Link 4 in the game. Appaloosa is probably the 2nd best Link 4 in the game. Unicorn does unicorn things. IP is legit. Lina actually was really busted at the event for like link climbing purposes. People really didn't expect that I was gonna have that like in my main deck, and so they would like have a Nibiru in the graveyard or something, and I'm like, okay, cool. Link off a piece and like a Water Enchantress or a Griffin Rider or something for that, and then steal your Nibiru, make Unicorn, spin something. Like, it's just super good. It's a really great card for the deck, and I definitely had no qualms with main decking it, even though not everybody like would have a light in the graveyard. It performed really well. Phoenix, I never made Phoenix. But I wanted to have it for like floodgates and stuff. Platinum Gadget is mandatory for ABC because if you only open Union Hanger and nothing else, you have to have Platinum Gadget to be able to make your 1-card ABC Dragon Buster. And then Link Spider because I respected the Rock, and it never came up, but honestly it really could have. And the extra deck space for this deck is really not that tight at all, because you only need like the 3 busters and then like IP, Unicorn, Masquerena, and Access Code Talker. Yeah, you can literally play whatever you want in the extra deck and it doesn't matter. Side deck, I played 6 hand traps in the side, 3 Lancia, 3 Crow. I was satisfied with these. When I saw Lancia, it was awesome, and when I saw Crow, it was awesome as well. This does a lot for you, like against the Despia matchup specifically, but like a lot of people just don't expect the DD Crow. And I also had it here because I wanted to respect Drytron, because they have 2 Benton, and I really just didn't want Benton to resolve. 2 Raigeki. This, nobody expected that. It was crazy. Cosmics,
for like 4 days.
Dimensional Barrier, and Red Reboot. So I technically had 4 back row outs in my main deck, or in my extra deck, being the Cosmics and the Red Reboot. And every time D Barrier resolved, it was insane. So the side deck was really awesome. My matchups were honestly really fun. I had a great day with my matchups. Game 1, or match 1, I played up against branded Despia. I went second. Going into game 1, I went second, and I just broke his board completely, and just beat him that game. Game 2, I really didn't open very well, but he ended up beating me after a couple turns of grinding. And then game 3, my boy just opened the God hand. Like, his hand was insane. It was like Forbidden Droplet, Allure of Darkness, Branded Opening, Despian Tragedy, and like Super Poly or something. And he just like obliterated my board. Like he activated Allure and like drew Tragedy and then banished Tragedy effect. Like it was really bad for me. I got kind of cheesed, but because I played really well that game. It was just he had an out to everything I had. It was great though. It was a fun match and the guy was cool. Second match was against Igniskers, and I really just didn't have enough hand traps to deal with that. Like they just do so much. Igniskers, they do a lot, and their field spell kind of just makes them go burr. He made the big guy like a few times, and I swung over it with access code. But like after, like ending on access code is never really good. So he just kind of like played through that, and he beat me like 2-1 or something. Game 3, I played Adventure Salamangrate. And
normal Lone Fire Blossom.
I don't have an answer to Salamangrate in my deck really. The guy was also like a pretty good player. Game 4, I think I went up against Flaunderies, and that guy just got destroyed. Really, he just I don't know. It's not like he didn't open badly or anything. Like he opened pretty well. I was like really carefully watching what he was doing because I hate Flunder. So I ended up 2-0ing him. That was pretty cool.
If they give us one that's Albaz
Game
plus a
5, match 5. I can't super remember what I played against. I have a list of it on my phone somewhere. But I beat Flaunderies. I beat somebody playing Crusadia OTK. That was so fun. That was such a fun match. And like you could tell that was the dude's favorite deck. You know, he had a shirt that said Crusadia on it, and it was really awesome though, because like I thought I made a good board, and then he like swung on me 5 times with a 4200 attack Link 1, and I was like, you know what, good game, dog. You win. And then I also played against Odd Eyes in the last round, and I ended up beating the Odd Eyes player. Overall, the day was really fun, and the deck was really fun. I love ABC, and having you lend me all these cards was pretty sick, so it was a great day, and I can't wait for the next regional.